Krishnan Sasikiran, I'm very happy to have you here for a little interview about your chess life and, of course, everything else what is on top of that. First question.
Nice to be here in ChessBase. Yeah,
thank you.
It's been a long time.
It's been, yeah. We just I just heard it was the last time it was around 2005, so roughly 19 years ago.
Yeah,
probably for the same purpose after all. But now the main purpose is you're here for recording a new Fritz trainer and some other things, right?
Yes, I believe so. Fritz trainer for sure. Very nice experience, but also kind of a lot of pleasant memories because basically most of the snippets are from my games and trying to. Okay, there was some a little bit strange moments because when I looked at my old games with a modern computer, oh my God, I missed so many things. But then but overall, of course, a very pleasant experience to go over the games. A little bit of pride that I played some good games.
Excellent. Yeah, some nostalgia flowing into this because we have a lot to talk about. Of course, you are not only you haven't only been the second of Anand. You're not only have also reached a 2,700 rating plus. You were a long time India's one of the best players in India, or the second best players after, of course, Vichy. After all, but your career is tremendous. But I want to start where everything started. It was in Chennai, formerly known as Madras, right?
Yeah.
I just want to ask you briefly. So it's in the southeast of India. How was it, or is it correct?
Southeast,
or more east, or more south, or more north, or what would you say?
Southeast seems roughly okay.
I think yes.
But
the Olympiad was there after all, but so people can
so,
also Google it after all. But how was it growing up there?
Just like all kids in Chennai, I was also playing cricket. Just
that's the national sport.
I mean, it's it's not exactly the national sport, by the way. It's hockey is the national sport, but cricket is much more popular in India, and it so happened that I used to play with boys much older than my age. Like they were like 7 or 8 years younger to me, and at some point they all went to grade 10. Grade 10 is like the real tough test for any school-going person. Grade 10 will, the marks you score in grade 10 probably decides what you could do in the rest of your life and so on. It's once kids reach grade 10, they take studies much more seriously, and basically there's not anyone to play with. Like, I mean, all these guys who played cricket with me, once they went to grade 10, they said, no more play, just concentrate on studies. So basically, I was, what I could say, there's no one to play with cricket. So just, my dad thought, okay, I mean, normally both my parents were working in bank, and the period between 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock until my parents come home. So my dad had to find something to engage me during the time, like 2 hours to 2.5 hours. So he taught me chess. My dad, actually quite a reasonable player, had beaten some IEMs in his time. Yeah, so he still plays a lot of Blitz and play chess nowadays, sometimes all through the night.
Wow.
Just
and that was
of course
back then in the times where their internet wasn't a thing. Like.
No. Now.
Oh,
now he's playing a lot of sometimes without sleeping. Just he plays a lot of Blitz throughout the night. Yeah.
Yeah, we all been there probably.
Yeah. So this is how it started, and then he arranged for some players to come and play with me during this time, like short games, like, okay, I think probably something like half an hour games, one game with white and one game with black, and then I would play this 2 games, and then when my dad used to come back home, we would analyze these games, and then that's how it all started. But I think by age 10, I was already participating in state level tournaments, and I think by age 11 or 12, I was already playing nationals. So okay, those times the rating system was completely different, of course, and probably I got my first rating somewhere maybe 94 or 95, because I distinctly remember one tournament, maybe not, maybe later half of 95, where it was the under 18 cadet championship, for World Cadet Championship, and I had a very good results, but I could not make the GM norm because I had no rating myself. So basically, it kind of, I mean, I think I probably beat 2 or 3 IMs, and very, very, very strong result. But I did not, because I did not have a rating, I couldn't make the norm. Not even IM norm, maybe. So yeah.
So it was a bit messy back then with the ratings.
Yeah, with the ratings, okay, but my dad said something like, okay, probably should not be thinking about this rating and stuff like that. Should always think about improving your chess. Then all these things will come naturally. So, basically, that's how it all started. And one incident that probably reminds, because my maternal grandfather, he used to play with me, and I think this was probably when I was like 9 or something like that. But I started to improve, and then at some point I started to beat him, and then he stopped playing with me. Just yeah. So
that's the normal story.
It happened, and of course, I also many a lot of pleasant incidents connected with chess. One particular incident I would like to remember at this point. I was probably 13 or 12, 13 or 14, maybe 14, maybe perhaps, and no, not 13 probably, and I was going to play the under 16 national championship, and I think me and my dad, we played a training game, and as remember, it was an IMSO Indian, and it was this what I still like call it the midnight owl variation, where white plays a3, black takes bishop c3 check, bc3, and then black goes d5 at some point, and then cd, ed, and then black goes bishop a6, exchanging the light color bishops, and white plays knight e2, f3, and then trying to get in e4. So much of analysis on that. I think my dad went very similar to this about 20 Capablanca game from Avrov, knight c6, knight a5, but then he got mated on the king's side. I won this game, and of course my dad was quite happy that I made progress, and then during this time I was asking him to stop smoking because he was smoking heavily.
Oh yeah, that was that was a thing back then.
that was the norm those days, yeah, and well, it's just nowadays people understand how bad smoking is, and probably don't even go near it. But those days it was that thing, yeah. So
of course,
so I was like, I mean, I think some of my early trainers, they were also smoking a lot. Yeah, I mean, I really was, I should say, fed up about the smoking. I mean, previously in chess tournaments, they used to allow people to smoke. Yeah, I think this is a very, very. I mean, if you don't like this smoke, you feel that it's kind of suffocating at the bow there.
Absolutely, it was part of the experience for me. Of course, I was like covered in smoke when I came home, and it felt like I was, I don't know, Yeah, it was just a smoking cloud around.
So I asked him to stop smoking, and then once I won this game against him, he said, "Okay, let's make a bet." Yeah, so just so now we're going for this under 16 national championship. So if you win this tournament, and I will stop smoking.
Oh,
okay. So I mean, probably, of course, probably. He did not expect me to win the tournament because I was like maybe 12 or 13, and then all these guys were like 15, 16, 2 or 3 years older than me, much more experienced and so on.
How to get out of this?
But I won this tournament. I was playing with fantastic motivation. I could not. I mean, it's unbelievable in the sense that I never won another cadet national championship. I played this one tournament with so much enthusiasm, and then I think despite losing one game, I still managed to win the tournament because I scored several wins over more experienced opponents. Yeah, and finally, so my dad lost the bet, and then he kept his promise and he stopped smoking for the rest of his life. Yeah, and very. This is one of the main things I think I owe to chess. That I believe, of course, a nice story to remember, and but I believe smoking can only be injurious. There's nothing great about smoking anyway.
Very obvious, very nice story. So when is the next tournament you're playing? Because if you don't win that, I will start smoking. Just kidding. No, that is awesome. I wanted to ask you, when was the first time that you beat your father? Because he was of reasonable strength.
I think this was the first time, and probably when I was like 12 or 13, probably. I'm not 93, probably 93 or 94, probably sometime around.
Was chess your own personal fascination, or was it more a big wish of your father, since he was very good at chess?
Well, basically, he used to play with a lot of his colleagues. I mean, I used to watch when I was like 9 or 10. He used to play. I mean, in our home, we had a wooden chess set, and he made the chess set himself, like making all the pieces, the board, and he carved it himself, and it was his personal chess set. And I think after a lot of usage, I think the knight's rims were broken after some time, and then maybe it was too long. But he used to play with his friends, and I used to watch him. And afterwards, when in his free time, I asked him what this game is all about, and then that's how he taught me. And
oh wow,
yeah. Well, of course, since he had already had an idea about chess, basically I was taught the classical way. Well, you study the classics, just games. My first book was this big red book by Alhain. Just it's like a big Bible kind of thing. Most I mean, when you once you get stronger, and then you find it's not exactly like matching nowadays, the computer evaluations and so on. But that time it was my I mean, I was having the book all the time and reading it, and I think probably by 14 years, I think I probably would have read the book thrice at least, the whole book, like just this big, yeah. And every time my father would make notes about where there were some improvements which were found by me, and by the third time he was already written all over the book. Yeah, so a lot of additional notes I mean, hopefully like improving on Alekhine's notes and so on. And once we finished with Alekhine, then we moved on to Botvinnik. And a much more scientific approach. And I think I probably read his first two books, yeah. And also, I think book was by Reshevsky, probably Positional Chess. I think it's a very, very nice book. I remember particularly because every 4 or 5 moves there used to be a diagram. You don't really need to have a chessboard. You just can read it blindfolded. So also, mostly at the time, of course, where books were also scarce. But these books I read with a lot of interest, and another important book was Secrets of Chess Tactics by Dvoretsky. And I think also I read it probably twice, two or three times. Yeah, just
Dvoretsky is a favorite to name.
Yeah.
You had a remarkable chess career, after all. Not only that, you're still active, after all. In 1999, it was the first time when you won the Indian Championship, a couple of more times after that. And just 1 year later, you got the Grandmaster title.
Yeah.
What was one of the most significant moments in your chess career which shaped you as a player, or you like to remember?
There are many significant moments, but 99, I particularly remember it was a very, very difficult period, actually, because I think I probably finished grade 10 in 96, and then I left school for a year just to concentrate on chess. And then I simply did not go to school, but my school said, let us just retain you on the roll, and you can come back after 1 year and join again in grade 11 without any problems. You don't need to get any fresh admission and so on. We just have... So this whole year, basically I was working on chess, and I think during that year, I probably reached about IM strength, yeah. And by 97 end, I probably finished my IM title, but somehow I did not get the IM title immediately. Some logistics and so on. But I probably finished like 4 or 5 norms, so I really not bothered about the IM title anymore. So just by 98, I had probably 1 GM norm at this point, also at this point, like when I left school, and then I came back to join school in grade 11, and unexpectedly I got a sponsorship for playing chess. Very, very unusual for India in those times. Just, but one DSQ software people, they agreed to sponsor me for, I think they sponsored me for 2 years, probably 98 and 99. It was, and then when the sponsorship discontinued after 99, I was in a really a difficult time at that point. Yeah, I had to decide what I was trying to do. Like, okay, I mean, probably continue playing chess without a sponsor, or go back to studies and then to make a proper career from general academics. And my dad asked me at this moment, like, what do you want to do? Just, do you want to continue playing chess? Or it was a very, very significant moment for me. At this point, I said, I'm going to play chess. Just, I don't know what, I mean, looking back, it feels like the bravery of the youth. You say that, okay, let me. But then, okay, I mean, I already, of course, Anand had already made it to the top. Like this was, and he was consistently playing in the top. I had an inspiration from him, and just you know, but things were not easy in the household that I had to make this decision. But at this point, luckily, I had a break. Grandmaster Dibendu Barua, he agreed for a training camp with me. It was very, very, at that point, when things were low, like, okay, I mean, okay, my dad said, okay, let's approach him, and then if he agrees, then, you know, make a full-hearted effort at chess. So it was very fortunate that he agreed at this point, and then we played a lot of training games at his place, and then we analyzed these games immediately afterwards, and then well, this is the usual process, like how one improved in those days. You don't have the computer that strong, and then we analyzed, and then I think I significantly improved during this part of 99 and 2000, where my playing strength was much more. And then the point is, like, although I think he beat me in this a small match, probably with the minimal margin, but I already understood that I could play on level with the Grandmaster, and then, you know, have a decent position. But one thing was, even at this point, it was clear that my opening preparation was quite decent for the level of Grandmaster. So just I had to make this transition with even better middle game and end game should probably make. Because my dad used to prepare quite, I mean, he used the ECO and so on, like very early on, like we already had prepared material to play the tournaments and so on, yeah. So I just have to make some adjustments, bring in latest informant and so on, all this stuff. But one thing is, like, I remember, I think I started working with early ChessBase. Just, I think it was probably 96 or something. I mean,
that is early ChessBase, yeah.
That was really, really early ChessBase. Because those were the, but it was a very, very useful tool at that point, because I used to write all the score sheets and so on, all this in written in all this diaries and notebooks and so on. But then once I managed to transfer everything into the computer, it was easy for me to locate all the things and so on. And I think I'm one of the fairly early users of ChessBase in India, for sure.
Seems so, yeah.
Yeah, just you used to have these dongles.
Yeah,
those were the really early.
They're in our museum now, right? This is it's been such a long time.
Yeah.
Yes, you need the dongle to attach and put your data there and transfer it and all of that. Yeah.
Yeah, and also my dad trained. Actually, he started with almost 10 people, but then I think only Grandmaster Kidambi was. I mean, also. My dad trained both him and me. I mean, like towards the end of like 99, he was only training both of us. So just we used to play a lot of training games, and yeah. So that's about it. And then I think by 2001, it was things started to change a little bit, because. I was significantly overweight, about 90 kilos.
You were overweight?
Yes.
Yeah, excuse me, but I have to ask, how did that happen?
Sometimes, okay, there is, if you're not exactly concentrating on your physical fitness, I mean, nowadays I try to get my exercise almost every day when I'm home, and even when I'm playing tournaments, I try to go for a walk, maybe for 45 minutes or so. But
that was a time which you just was just not your priority at that
Yeah, it
time.
was not my priority. I mean, also I used to, I mean, as a young fellow, I used to be quite hungry, actually. I don't know. I used to have 2 big doses for breakfast. I mean, like it was. I mean, now I see that very difficult to still have maybe one dosa, probably something small, but 2 dosas I cannot eat anymore. Just
were you still in Chennai at that time?
Yeah. And I mean, it's somehow happened that my physical fitness did not bother about it until it was probably I was very overweight, like 90 kilos, and then my dad put me to the gym. And then said, okay, you need to lose weight, yeah. And I think by 2000, end of 2000 and 2001, I significantly lost. I think I lost much more than needed. For instance, I think I lost somewhere close to 35 kilos, and then came to 55 kgs. And then I became significantly weak, and then ended up in the hospital.
Like a roller coaster
ride. Yeah, definitely a roller coaster. Definitely a roller coaster ride. But of course, there was another significant incident that happened in '99, because those days it was virtually unheard of. Oil and Natural Gas Corporation, my current sponsor, they offered me a job in '99 itself, when I was like barely, I don't know, just out of school, 18 years. And, I mean, once, of course, they were looking for many chess players to recruit into the organization for the Petroleum Ministers Cup. And I think by February '99, I joined this corporation, and then a lot of financial worries have been taken care of. I mean, they were sponsoring me for tournaments, and they were providing a monthly salary, and then so that I could just concentrate on chess. And they have been supporting a lot, yeah. I mean, like going to tournaments, and I mean, all this. Also, sometimes the logistics as well. Like they used to, I mean, provide tickets and so on. So basically, more or less took care of everything. And I mean, it reduced a lot of worries for my parents. Okay, now the boy has a job.
Of course,
so
yeah.
I mean, just playing chess, but still has almost like a permanent job. And then okay, so let's just concentrate on chess. So many things were happening at this point. So I lost weight, I think by end of 2000 and start of 2001, and significantly lost weight. And once I lost this weight, I could understand that my personality had gained a lot. And then, you know, okay, I was already feeling quite confident. Okay, if I can lose that much weight in, let's say, I think it was probably a space of 5 or 6 months. And then I think by the end of 2000 and the start of 2000, no, it was probably the end of 2001 and start of 2002, I think there was a significant change in my game, and I was improving rapidly. I won 5 tournaments in a row in India, basically. 5 tournaments in a row. I mean, nowadays I could not imagine playing that much even in a row. Like I think it started somewhere in the November of 2001, and then I finished I think probably somewhere in March 2002. I'd win, or at least 1 shared first place, and I think 4 clear first places, something like this. It was very this was a very significant. So losing weight, actually, I think it was one of I would say it's a significant. Well, I think most chess players would agree that if you're feeling physically quite confident, then you're generally also gaining a lot over the board.
Certainly, yeah. Well, you ended up in hospital after all, but that's just on a side note. I mean,
yeah. But I took it to the other extreme. It was not really required. Yeah.
But yeah, what the point is proven. Of course, you could reach a lot. I mean, not only chess-wise, but also like on the physical sense, you could just like you noticed you could achieve like almost anything. And one of the things which was one of the biggest achievements. It was 2013, right? Yeah, World Chess Championship, and you were the second of Viswanathan Anand. How? Yeah, well, I have to ask you a couple of things about that, of course. So how did you meet Anand in the first place? How did this cooperation start?
I think by '97, I think Anand has this idea to work with youngsters from quite early on. Like, I think we were already cooperating by '97. I used to visit his place, and most of the time we used to analyze blindfold. So just without the board, without computer, just a lot of. I mean, he used to look at my games, and then we used to analyze, and he used to tell me small improvements here and there. And I mean, I think '97, I went to the British Championship, and then he was quite impressed by the games I played there. And
wait, you played bridge?
Huh?
He was
Bridge.
impressed by how you played bridge?
No, British Championship.
The British Championship. Thank you.
I mean, those days, the Indians could still play the British Championship. And
gotcha. Okay,
yeah.
okay. Now it makes sense. Yes.
Yeah. So I think by 2002, I think they felt the Indians were taking a lot of prizes, and they said, "Okay, no more Indian participation in the British Championship." Yeah,
please.
Just I think 2002 was the last year. I think it was won probably by now famous coach Ramesh. And then I think in the top 10 places, I think 7 or 8 places were taken by Indians. So okay, so probably from the next year onwards, they said, okay, no more participation of Indians in the tournament.
So you knew him from before?
Yes,
obviously.
from '97. Yeah, '97. I think. Of course, he was playing a lot. So, but whenever he was in Chennai, and he would definitely we used to discuss a lot about chess.
Nice.
Yeah. And of course, in between, I think by 2002, I kind of already progressed to very close to 2650. Yeah, and it's what can I say? 2002, we played in the same tournament, and I beat Anand in the World Cup 2000.
That must have been a little upset
that
in the
was,
Indian chess
no,
world.
It was. I don't know how it's. Of course, I mean, it was not easy. Yeah, I mean, of course, I was playing against my hero, and to beat him, of course, it was. Well, what can I say? I had mixed feelings. Yeah, never. On the one hand, when you play against hero, you want to really play your best. But we have had such a long cooperation that I was not happy beating him in that game. Yeah.
How did he feel after that? Was he like a good loser, or did he go like, or did he not talk to you for a couple of weeks?
No, I mean, I distinctly remember that. I mean, we both were working out even during the tournament. Yeah, I think I saw him in the evening in the gym. But I was really afraid to talk to him because just sometimes people have these off days where something. I mean, we briefly discussed after the game, and he was clearly upset that he made so many mistakes in one game. Yeah. Just.
It happens.
And it happens, yeah. But it was never. I mean,
it didn't affect the friendship.
I don't know. I mean, the cooperation started. I mean, I think there was a little bit of a break, yeah. Because here it was not so easy, yeah. I mean, what can I say? Even today, I feel that okay. I mean, probably I would not have. But it was a game. That's it. So just, I mean, I still have mixed feelings about that game. Yeah, I mean, perhaps not. Sometimes I feel unhappy that this happened. This has happened. Yeah, so just.
But how was it working with Anand generally? Like,
no,
I mean,
generally, I mean, we were like, I think probably it was in 2002. I think I visited him once in his Frankfurt flat. Yeah, and we worked briefly for a day. Still, I mean, so I think this was just a few months. Probably when is normally Dortmund held?
Oh, yeah, in summertime normally. End of summer.
Yeah. I don't know about the timing of this World Cup. It was probably this was before the World Cup. Maybe. I mean, I find it difficult unless I have my database.
No,
to look at.
It's a lot of years, of course.
Yeah. So we briefly. Discussed. I distinctly remember we briefly discussed the Catalan at that point. It was very popular, and of course Kramnik was playing it all the time. And the cooperation continued, but I think the match. I mean, we also worked before this match in 2008. I think it was against Kramnik. Yeah, he invited me
even earlier already. Okay, so you already So it seems like you were already cooperating since as you said 2002 already, and with little steps here and there and all of that.
No, but before the match, he invited me. I think we worked quite hard, probably for a month or so. Yeah, he was in Chennai, and of course his long-time second Ganguly as well. Yeah, so we both. Myself and Ganguly, we were.
Ganguly too, yeah. So how was the balance of learning something? Was it well balanced, or did he learn a lot from you? You learned a lot from him.
I'd say I learned a lot from him. I mean. Okay.
How not after all?
No. Of course. I try to compensate in some way that to work, to provide him some variation with something that he could actually use with. And then, I mean, this match, I think he decided on D4, so quite early on. So I think I remembered I covered some Slav lines for him, especially. The ones with DC4.
Huh. So he basically said, like, okay, in this tournament, I want to concentrate on D4. Krishnan, find me some interesting good
probably
ideas?
Something like that. But those days, computers were very weak. So basically, you are trying to analyze most of the stuff by yourself, and then you're looking at the games of very strong grandmasters and so on. Of course, we were using ChessBase, and mostly, but the analysis part, I think 2008, there was probably Rybka, maybe, I'm not sure. Rybka was making. I think probably some progress, and
it was kind of the diversion, right? When the human and the computer together were one of the most powerful tools, and then the engine slowly took over. Then a couple of years later,
probably. But I think even in 2008, I think I was significantly trusting myself more than the computer. Just
of course, I mean, at the end. You are in the club of, meanwhile, if I'm not correct, please, sorry for that, but I think it was like roughly around 133 players in the world have reached a rating of 2,700 plus. And you did that too. Significantly, what was your feeling when you were reaching this rating? Was this of any importance?
I think it happened in 2006, probably.
2006. Yeah. Sorry.
Probably, yeah. This was a very, very significant tournament for the Indian team because for the first time, chess was included in the Asian Games. Asian Games is a big festival of all the games, like all the physical games like badminton and so on. And chess was included in 2006. Yeah. And the team was myself, Hari Krishna and Hampi, 2 men players and 1 woman player. And we played a team tournament of 3 boards. And I think I was probably rated 2675. And this was one tournament I played with particular enthusiasm. I don't remember playing such strong chess. I mean, okay, I did play a lot of tournaments where they had probably a very nice rating performance, but this tournament I played really well, yeah. I mean, I scored probably 8 out of 9, just 2 draws and 7 wins. And not just anybody, like, okay, I mean, Kazimzhanov, Rustam Kazimzhanov was also playing in the tournament.
Another 2,700.
Yes. And we, I think we probably met in the round 6 or something, and then I beat him with the white pieces. And, well, I mean, we have known each other since our junior days. I mean, I think we probably played the under 15 Asian Championships in Doha. That was probably 93. So I knew him from that early on. So we have had a lot of fighting chess between, I mean, so many games and huge fights, yeah. And but this was a team tournament, and of course, he knew, because by the time I was already 5 out of 5 and I was in very good shape, basically. Of course, we tried to, one of the last times I played against him, he played a King's Indian against me, so I was not really in a mood for a direct opening confrontation, so I changed track and then I went for the Totori attack, this d4, knight of 3, bishop g5 and so on. And I think I won a nice game attacking on the king's side. I think probably maybe a piece sacrifice, perhaps. But just, but I think the most significant moment came in the tournament was when we beat China 3-0, I think.
That's rough, yeah.
Just, I think it was very, very, and especially one of my best games of my entire career. I beat Bu Changji with the black pieces, and the idea came from Lev Sakis, one of the trainers of the Indian team, during that period from, I think, 2006 to 2011, for almost 5 years. Yeah. So he showed me this idea just before the tournament. Yeah, and I had no clue that this might happen. I mean, it was very, very lucky that we got this idea over the board. Yeah, he found an idea A5. Yeah, in one of the hedgehog setups. Yeah, and that's I think, yeah, that's this first chess medal for India, gold medal for India in Asian Games. It was a significant moment in my career, and also crossing 2700, making like 2675 to 2700 in just one tournament. 25 points. Yeah.
And there was no K40 rating. It was you just played outstandingly well. Yeah. Nice. Interestingly enough, you're not only good in classical chess games. You're also won several tournaments, in Blitz tournaments, rapid tournaments. We actually had the honor to play against each other in Biel. I got stumped, of course. How else should it be? But If you would choose between those three segments, Blitz, Rapid, and Classical, which one do you enjoy the most?
Classical.
It is the Classical?
Classical part of it, yeah.
Okay.
No, Blitz, Rapid not so much for some reason that I find it difficult to adjust between Classical and Blitz. And Blitz, of course, I used to enjoy a lot, like I used to play in the Play Chess server early on, and also in the ICC. And
which is back again, yeah.
Yeah, recently, yeah. And a lot of, I think in the ICC I had some rating probably close to 3,300 or something like that.
Gee.
Yeah, so a lot of games I had played in ICC, and I think I still have all those games downloaded, and a little bit of analysis here and there, just and so on. Yeah, probably I can find it out. Yeah,
but it was more the fun part.
I think no, classical chess really I enjoyed because I had more time to calculate, and definitely could play much more accurate chess. Yeah, and still but once in a while I do enjoy Blitz, and with Anand we still used to play some Blitz when we were training. Yeah,
nice.
And I have copies of the Blitz games. I mean, whenever we played Blitz against each other, and I think probably a lot of Blitz games, probably.
Perhaps, just yes. Interestingly enough, there's another time format which is like not too many. I mean, probably yes. I don't know what I'm saying, but correspondence chess is another big thing in your life too.
Yeah.
And that is even slower than the classical chess. So talking about calculation, how did that happen and why?
That happened, I think, roughly in 2013, probably. So when I helped Anand for the World Championship, it was for a month we were sleeping like less than 4 or 5 hours a day. Like we were practically working 17 to 18 hours almost every day.
Goodness.
Just and during the World Championship, it was extremely tough. Normally, what happened was we had a very, very tough schedule. Of course, we worked months before the actual tournament, but during the tournament, we were trying to help him in ways to help him to repeat all the lines that we had prepared and so on. And sometimes there were huge problems, especially I think for 2013 he had decided on e4, so we had big problems trying to break the Berlin. Just not so easy, never easy, and mostly our day would start like something like of course everybody had a lot on their plate, constantly trying to analyze with strong computers and so on.
Sure.
So normally the day would start somewhere around 7 in the morning, and then probably we'd continue to work. Probably Anand will come to repeat the lines somewhere after breakfast, let's say 9:30 or 10, and then he'll still repeat the lines 10 to until 1:30, like 3 hours. And then he'll go have his lunch, and then he'll probably rest a little bit before the game. And we will continue to work throughout, just taking breaks for lunch, perhaps for dinner.
Goodness.
And then we worked till almost probably until 12 o'clock in the night, probably 12 or 1 o'clock. And then after this 12, 1 o'clock, I still would have more energy. I would go to the gym. Just and then probably spend an hour in the gym, and then say, okay, probably once I probably get tired around 2, and then from 2 to 7 I'll get some sleep, and then but sometimes it so happened that some of the other guys will still be working like at 3 o'clock in the morning. Probably there will be some problems to handle.
I'll get back to the correspondence game, but do you think in retrospective that it was obviously a lack of sleep, right?
Yeah.
Was that was that effective enough, or was that maybe a decision where you could have said, like, we should have slept a little bit more?
No, of course, Anand was sleeping, I think, quite normally, 7 to 8 hours every day, probably.
I see.
Only the seconds, yeah.
Oh,
seconds.
okay.
Yeah, I think I think it was a conscious decision when I decided to help him. I said, okay, let me handle the stress of the preparation. So
wow.
It has to be. I mean, it's an opportunity for me to learn the level of preparation at that level. Just it's completely different, of course. When you analyze for the World Championship, you need to cover everything almost, not leaving any gaps and so on.
I see. So you were almost working like an engine. You almost took over.
Yeah, but it was okay. Basically. What I would say that I was working like an engine, but also I was not neglecting any physical fitness, because during the months preceding the World Championship, we used to work in Germany, and even during those times, I would always go for some kind of physical activity, either for a run or probably go to the gym or something like that. So. Clearly, I understood physical fitness was really required if I have to undergo such stressful times. Yeah, so never really cut down on my physical fitness even during those days.
Very good.
But yeah, this after the period after the World Championship, after it ended. I felt really tired because almost a month.
How did that happen?
almost a month of 4 or 5 hours of sleep. Then you kind of really feel exhausted.
Of course.
And I think it happened probably in November. So the whole of December I was not playing at all. Actually, I think probably the next year I missed it, probably the national championship, because it was too exhaustive.
Yeah.
And suddenly, I think in the start of 2014, January, February, and March, I could not find any tournaments. It was very, very unusual situation of the time. Yeah, there were no. I mean, I was probably rated 2670, 2680, something like this, but I could not find any tournaments to play for some reason in January. And those 3 months, I think this was immediately after the match. December I did not play because it was probably November that the match was held probably, and then I decided to break for a month. And January, February and March I could not find any reasonable tournaments to play. So I said, okay, why not start playing Correspondence, so that at least I keep my mind of something, and then probably still work on chess. Yeah.
Interesting.
So that's how I took to Correspondence chess. And by 2014, okay, I entered with my FIDE rating into Correspondence chess. So basically, when I entered that world of Correspondence chess, I was already getting invitation to the top correspondent tournaments. Yeah, so
okay, not bad.
So that's how it all started. I think in 2014 I played a game against Czech player Strachka, and to this day I think probably it's one of my best games in Correspondence chess. Yeah, it was a game that I probably wanted to include in the new ChessBase trainer course for sacrificing the queen, but I think finally ended up giving more over-the-board games examples probably. But it was still, I think it's still probably my best effort in Correspondence. Yeah, just once you sacrifice your queen, and then how it still amazes me that how this can be even possible given the current development of chess strength of engines. Yeah. Yeah, now I see that, okay, now I see when I checked it with a recent engine, he said, okay, already Black should not allow this queen sacrifice.
Of course,
But,
I mean,
just
such a party pooper, the engine sometimes. It's it is how it is after. There were different times.
Yeah.
But did you ever use the core database of ChessBase for correspondence? Because ChessBase has the correspondence database as well.
Yes,
ever used
definitely,
it,
definitely, yeah. Because this is one of the most important tools to have when you're playing against correspondence opponents. You actually can make a targeted preparation, and I think I won a very nice game in one of the English openings. Just one of these lines from the Karpov-Kasparov World Championships. At the time, it was still the rage in correspondence. I think I won probably all these lines where black goes rook e8 and e3, and then white plays f3, and then goes knight e4 at some point. And long line in correspondence, black takes on e4, f takes e4, and finally I surrounded this e3 pawn, and then I won a nice game, yeah. And by using the correspondence database, I found out that my opponent is playing this line, and then I checked, and then I found an idea where I could make a small improvement for white, and then this was a nice game to win.
Nice.
I mean, you don't really win that many games in correspondence, but I think it was quite a strong opponent, rated over 2,500, yeah. So
how long does a game normally take, or is it like completely different? Is it like, so I don't know too much about it, because I'm thinking like
normally the time control is 10 moves in 50 days.
10 moves in 50
days.
50 days?
Yes, 50.
Isn't it terrible to lose a game after you invest like a year or something?
It has happened, yeah. I think I lost 2 or 3 games, but I probably one was clearly one was a Petrov where I overestimated my attack, and then finally I had to see that my. I mean, I broke my king side at some point, like to open the g file, and I thought there will be enough compensation for the structural weakness, but the attack along the g file did not come to anything, and then finally my pawn structure was the cause of my loss. Yeah. So very, very tough game, and I think I lost another King's Indian. A very difficult opening for black, unless you have to invest a lot of time and try to make it work. But I think there was a bayonet attack, and my opponent conducted the game almost flawlessly. Yeah. Just okay, bayonet still remains the tough question for black, even in correspondence. But that game was very, very, and perhaps I also lost one white game in the Slav defense. Yeah, I think probably I can remember these 3 losses. Yeah, but this was because this was very, very particularly interesting, because when we prepared for the World Championship in 2014, I found an independent variation for white.
Oh, funny. Okay.
And then it did not happen in the match, of course, but I was really proud of this variation, and then I decided to test in correspondence. And the game I mentioned before, the game against one Mr. Strachka, I played the same opening. I won this nice game, and then I repeated it once more, but my opponent found the refutation, and then he beat me. I mean, I went so far on the king's side into the attack, and then the attack did not finish off. And meanwhile, my opponent had developed such a strong position on the queen side. Basically, once his king ran away, and then my queen, I mean, it was gone for me. Yeah, so it was a very, very instructive game, even if I had lost that one. Yeah.
You're playing in a couple of Olympiads. One of the biggest successes was you got a silver medal on your
got a
board.
Bronze in 2014.
And bronze in but you yourself got the silver medal for your board?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you saying to the Indian progression at the moment, like in the last, let's say, 5 to 10 years?
I'm very happy that both our teams won the gold medal this year.
Obviously.
I mean, this is a big, I could say, I mean, we were trying very hard, I think, since 2006. Yeah. And it's, you feel a sense of belonging with this team, because I think 2004 was the first time I think myself and Vishy we started to play together for this, and I really did not believe in our chances before because I really thought only with Anand playing that we had any kind of reasonable chances to make it because 2002 I played in Bled, but I think that Olympiad, I remember Kasparov was just I mean, I lost a very, very bad game against him in 2002 in Bled. Like, basically, I lost without a fight. I mean, it was the A6 Slav, and at some point I blundered, probably blundered a piece or something, and like I could see it in his face. What are you playing?
Very typical.
But it was it was a tough tournament. I think I lost probably another game against Rosenthalis maybe in Bled perhaps. But I think I lost 3 games in Bled, probably another game as well. But also I won some nice games perhaps against Kaidanov, and there was probably. But I mean, Olympiad always had a special place. I mean, like when I think of my tournaments, Olympiad is always special because I always wanted to, whenever I played for India, I always wanted to win a medal for India.
Of course.
And in fact, many of my best performances have come from team tournaments. Just whenever I played for India, I was inspired most of the time. I mean, I've had some bad results, but this medal in 2014, that was something else. Yeah, and,
that I can understand.
That was also we played without Hari. I think he was probably playing elsewhere, but the team that won the bronze medal in 2014, I think it was myself, Negi, Adiban, Seduraman, and Lalit Babu. Lalit Babu did not play many games. I think probably only 2, probably. But myself and Seduraman, we both were in extremely top shape, and we both scored +5 on our boards. It was huge, and Negi was he probably lost 1 game, but against Caruana there was 1 Berlin, but otherwise he won very, very. I mean, he was holding the top board, and 2 players. Generally, whenever I had thinking about Olympiad, you need to have at least 3 players in good shape to make a good finish. So
makes sense.
Myself, Negi, and Sedu, we were in decent shape. Atipan, what he did in the tournament, I could not believe it. Yeah, he was practically losing almost 6 or 7 games. Probably played somewhere close to, but he did not lose a single one of them. He fought like a lion almost. This guy, I mean, every day we go to his board, oh my God, he's having a losing position today. Another day, another losing position. But he did not lose a single game. He was he fought for India like a lion almost. I mean, it's one thing when you're very in good shape and then you're winning many games, but one thing is when you're in very bad shape and you're giving it all. Yeah. So
how was your feeling 2 years ago when the Olympiad actually happened in Chennai?
I was actually quite optimistic and very, very also felt much more grateful because our state, Tamil Nadu, they decided to hold the Olympiad. And when you're playing in your hometown, it's completely different. People, everybody knows you. Yes, that's so. Yeah. This is what I wanted to ask. So many. So many things are in your favor, and I think Actually, I mean, I was playing in the A team and the B team with Gukesh, Nihal, Prag, Adipan, and the fifth player was the fifth player.
Doesn't matter.
No, it matters.
It matters, but
it matters.
yeah. But if you don't know it by now, we will check.
No, Gukesh, Prag, and Nihal, they were.
Arjun was in the
Arjun
young
was
team.
in the A team.
Yeah.
Arjun was in the A team. I think Arjun. No, these three guys
Nihal?
were Nihal, Prag, and Gukesh. They were in extremely great shape, and then they basically carried the team. And
Raunak?
Raunak, perhaps, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably. But when I played the tournament, of course, we had mostly these pleasant memories. Just as a preparation for the tournament, actually, I went and stayed in the place where, like, okay, where they were going to. I mean, just knowing the surroundings and so on.
Sure.
Yeah, I went with. A few months before I went there and stayed in Mahabalipuram where the tournament was being held, and just look around and so on. But generally, overall, it was very, very. But I think we missed our chances because I lost a game against Uzbekistan, which was clearly. I mean, I lost with white. I really did feel very bad for my teammates. I mean, Olympiad.
They were the winners after all, right?
Huh?
Uzbekistan weren't they?
Uzbekistan, the team was playing extremely well, and but on a personal front, like although I won like probably 3 or 4 games, but losing this match against Uzbekistan, it completely.
That was the crush.
It was. I don't know whether we lost the match, but losing this game, it was quite. I lost confidence in myself. This was.
Can turn around quickly.
It can,
something like that.
But not the way. I mean, if we had played a decent game and still, if you had lost a game, then it wouldn't have mattered much. But I mean, I was in time trouble. Like, I don't know. Like after 17, 18 moves, I was already in time trouble. And then there were some mistakes in time trouble, and then it was completely gone. But I mean, losing a game like this, and especially with the white pieces, sometimes it hits your confidence, and it can be very difficult to come back. But but Olympiads overall, generally this was already my 11th Olympiad, So and many stories connected with Olympiads, but 2014 of course was special, and 2004 I was already. I mean, as I said before, I was already getting confident that Vishy was playing, and. I think we had a very, very decent finish in 2004. I think we probably finished 6th or something like that. But we were. It was in Mallorca, and it was. We were plagued by. I mean, we were playing a lot of top teams, but there were many draws, and one of the games from that Olympiad I have included in the Fritzstein, of course, my game against Krasenko, which features a queen sacrifice for just 2 minor pieces, and many. But Olympiad, this year I very much I liked the way they played. I mean, this was amazing. They were simply. Brushing aside the opposition. Actually, I was expecting that they will sweep the whole tournament 11-0.
It looked like for a long time that was a very popular suggestion.
Gukesh and Arjun. I think Arjun's only first game was a little bit shaky. He sacrificed a piece for no compensation and still managed to win.
Yeah.
And afterwards, that once he got his stride, he was like. I think he started with 6 out of 6, probably something like this.
Yeah.
And then very, very strong play by all the members. Just Prague was, of course, struggling a little bit, and but he was doing what Adiban was doing in our 2014.
He was fighting.
He was fighting. He was fighting like a lion. Yeah, every game. Yeah, and
team harmony was there that I sensed as well.
Actually, but the thing is, like, Hari was also in good shape. The thing is, like, and I believe, at some point, I'm sure that they were discussing that when can he come back to the tournament, but he was okay. You guys are doing well. Okay, let them continue their good work and so on. Yeah. So I think he probably played 3 games. Yeah, in the whole and a great achievement. But it was I think it all happened during the COVID-19. Yeah, because during that period. All these young fellows, they had the opportunity to work with Anand, and I think in the start of 2020, I think I don't know how it happened. Probably Microsense they conducted a training camp with Kelf and Kramnik and Anand in Chennai.
That is some high elo
that is
gathering.
That is some level of tournament preparation.
Indeed,
and I think all these young fellows attended. I think Nihal, Prag, Arjun, many other guys, Raunak as well. I think probably just when you have that kind of guidance. I think it was the start of 2020. I think Anand started to work with his academy like from late half of 2020. Probably it started somewhere around August 2020 or something. Waka, Westbridge Anand Chess Academy, and he started to work with all these youngsters, and that's the period where you can actually see that all these youngsters made a lot of progress. It was 2 years almost without playing. But working with the world champion, I mean, it's completely different. Yeah,
that is something very remarkable after all. Absolutely. So I have one last question for you, and then we're going on to one last section, which is about the silly questions which I was asking during the Olympiad. I had like over 130 interviews in total, and wasn't only asking chess-related questions, but now that you have also paved the way for India to become the best chess country in the world momentarily. How will your personal future look like? What are your plans, and what are you going to do in the next 4, 5, 6, 7 years or something like that?
Very, very hard for me to say. Actually, I still enjoy playing a lot because once in a while you get the feeling, okay, I can still play a good game. Just, of course, COVID has not been kind to me. This is extremely clear because once I probably got infected in the start of 2022, and after that.
And that hit you hard, or
at least my rating for sure.
I mean, COVID is also affecting the elo. No,
no. I think that was still. I mean, it was very difficult to say, but from what I can observe myself, and then tell that. The energy levels are not the same anymore.
Of course, yeah, I see.
This is clearly. I understood that. I mean, before COVID, I think one of the best tournaments of my life I played in the Riga. This FIDE. What's the tournament called? Grand Swiss, FIDE Grand Swiss in Riga. I think this was in 2021, the later half of 2021. I still was playing what I would call inspirational chess. I mean, I had a lot of great games. I lost some games, maybe I mean, but I was very, very close to qualifying.
Yeah.
Like, in the last 2 rounds, I just needed a point to qualify for the Grand Prix. Just, but once I got hit by COVID in the start of 2022, this was probably the weakest of the COVID variants, but still, afterwards I never felt the same before. Like,
Wow.
I mean, just you could see
That's rough.
much. I'm trying to recover from the same, but it's not so easy. Yeah.
I see. Okay.
And just I think I was roughly 2650 by 2650,
okay.
and by around the time. But I lost like 70-80 points, yeah.
Okay.
Just
But you've proven in your life
yeah,
that you can make the unbelievable happen. So I'm
Yeah.
very, very positive that you can climb over the 2,600, although we are in times where it is more difficult than ever. But
Yeah.
I actually really, after all what you've told, very inspiring, by the way. I really believe that you can do this. Krishnan, thank you so much. It was a joy. Thanks a lot.
Well, I would like to make one
Please.
change. Yeah, Krishnan is a family name. Sasikiran is my name.
Sasikiran.
Yeah, but okay, people call me Krishnan, but it's the same with Anand.
That's quite
of course.
important. Yeah.
People call him Vishy, and then actually Anand is his name.
What
yeah.
a pity. I'm sorry. Sasikiran, thank you so much for this interview. It was great.
It was a pleasure to be here.